Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another match of the Stellar Link to a Past Randomizer Challenge Cup. Today we're gonna see Hamsda and TWW2 in the tiebreaker first game. My name is Angel. Joining me today on the mic is Fajita Knight. How you doing?
Great. Good morning. Good afternoon to you. How are you doing today?
I got my Christmas stuff shopping all done today, so no more stressing about that.
That's a big milestone in anyone's year. It's a lot of stress. A lot of stress just comes off of the shoulders. So
yeah, we have seen both of our runners here fighting real hard to try to. One of them staying alive, the other try to qualify.
this is game one of that elimination round. So the winner of this set of matches will be going through to brackets, and the loser will be done for their in this tournament, this Challenge Cup tournament.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we have already seen some really good matches today, or not today, but already in the tournament.
We should be just a few seconds from this match getting underway. This is an open mode, standard items, just 7-7. What are you expecting today from these two runners? Do you know much about them?
The only thing I really know is that Hamsda is one of the map tracker orders on the Imo tracker. I have not seen any of them playing before.
This will be a bit interesting just to see when we get divergence, where we see someone get progression that the other one doesn't get. We should be a few seconds here from, and there we are. TWW off to an early. No, I'm just kidding.
Well, we have an early fetch quest item and an early fire rod as well.
Seed so far.
Yeah.
I love getting fire rod early. Just you know that you're not. Once you get dark world access, you're more than likely be able to do some a few more checks, and it's a good weapon. So.
Yeah, absolutely. It just brings you a lot of these different mobilities. In a lot of cases, it one-shots your enemies. Why shouldn't you love the fire?
With the V31 changes, it also opens up logically some of the dark rooms. Any dark room that has a well, I want to say lamp, but that's not the right word. Fire pit in it is now in logic from a dark room perspective.
Yeah, absolutely. And looking at a bit of the map that was flashed up there earlier, we have 5 and 6 in Eastern, and the other ones are normal crystals. So quite an interesting crystal setup. So. And yeah, also looking at Lumberjack, there was anything there either. So
just a big 20.
If you're gonna see Aga, then we're gonna have to hope for Dark World through Pyramid Ledge.
Or something funny like having no hammer and needing to do Big Bomb.
That would be really funny.
The best Aga access, or the best reason to finish Aga.
Yeah. Oh my, I really love the MSU here. We hear from Hamsda. Sounds like Twilight Princess. Yeah, moving now into Kakariko, one of the most item-dense locations in the early randomizer.
They were able to get bombs, I think, from one of the tree pulls. Unfortunately, no money yet, so we'll see whether they can get some in the well or in Blind's hideout here, to be able to check bottle vendor.
Otherwise than that, there are some really good items. Both the hammer and the glove being found already. Just one item away from that awful access, plus a quake, and 300 here as well. But yeah, we did also see those other the bombs over by Uncle, so TVT has well enough bombs to be able to last him through the light wall.
And now they have the money as well to, even if they were to run out or they need bombs to do, well, I guess they wouldn't need them for Moldorm Cave because they have that fire rod now, but they have plenty of money to buy.
Yeah, and just a lot of different pots here in Kake could also give you some extra money on the side, and we found ourselves the Swagnet.
Good trade there. That's the first time I've seen a good trade from that guy in a while.
We should really talk to that merchant about how that how that is not a profitable business.
His economic model is flawed.
Yeah. You're heading over to the bar now. What are we gonna find here?
Ooh.
That is really nice. We'll be able to take out the millimorlons you're speaking about much easier now.
This has been quite a lucrative trip to the village.
Yeah, absolutely. So we're not gonna see library again. And not race game either. So are we gonna see back of escape? Oh, yes we are. Do you actually know what sprite that is that Hamsda is using?
That Hamsda's using.
Yeah.
I don't know. It looks like Samara from the movie The Ring, but I'm sure that's not what it is. I don't know.
Okay. Surprised a little bit
what
there
sprite
that
Hamsda's using.
yeah. Surprised a little bit that Hamsda did not decide to go for the Dark Cross cest there. He had the fire rod, found the small key in one of those cests, so a little bit surprised about that one.
They might just be going to do all of the. Oh no, that they have some weaponry, and they haven't done the uncle check yet.
Yeah, and yeah, very early castle check. There are a lot of people who likes to hold off with that one until after South, at least, in case it would be looking like it would be one of those Agassids, but yeah, a little bit early in my mind.
It's a nice check to link in with Aga if Aga's necessary. The one thing I do like to do this sometimes, just in the off chance that a bow is an escape, just because it makes going to Eastern Palace a little bit nicer. But I mean, it doesn't have great odds, I guess, or probability that something's there just because there is a map and a key, obviously, in this item pool.
Yeah.
They've already found the key, so.
Yeah, at least 3 items left. And Probably the other nice thing here with going early is your heart amount is not going to be high. It's much easier to set up death warps.
Yeah, that's very true.
Well, we found our first bottle at least. At the same time, we are seeing a TVV using the more what has become the standard route. We prefer. Oh, look at that! What are those?
Payoff for the divergence here, just to make the next few minutes a little bit quicker until Hamsda gets down there.
And the fact that TVV also did this before going to the castle is just so much better because there are so many stretches in the castle where using your boots gonna save you a bunch of.
I mean, you just gotta be a little bit careful. Uh-oh.
You warned him too late.
Yeah, that's
Oh, Hamsda was taking a death.
So we have offsetting deaths. I'm not sure Hamsda's going to be making the trip back down to that chest.
Yeah, he's got to be a save and quit, so probably looking to go to South now as well.
Hopefully nothing's in there for their sake.
Oh, it looks like we might see the Dark Cross being attempted. Oh no, Dark Cross Mountain also possible. Would have loved to have either mirror or hookshot before going up, but if any of those ones up there, that is a really good bet to do.
This early trip up through the dark cave, it's not a terrible play because it does open up the old man as the respawn point, so that if hookshot does become available soon, you can just easily save and quit and get to that spot. I don't think it's the most efficient play, but it's not too bad when you factor in you get the save and quit point.
Yeah, and even more so, looking at what TVV found in Minimodom, he did find a lamp, so yeah, Mountain is in logic because of that.
Logic is just a suggestion anyway, so.
Yeah. And we're not gonna see any fancy water walks from TVV. We're just gonna save and quit, probably heading up the mountain or over to Eastern.
Yeah, I think there's now a bonk rocks check to do. Information really quickly on whether or not there's anything in Zelda's cell chest.
That's nice. That is one item that Hamsda have missed, so if that one is in Cell Assessed or in the Dark Cross, which one of them is gonna be?
Just these straightaways in the escape sequence are so much nicer with boots.
Yeah, absolutely. Hamsda decides to go for a little bit of gamble heading over to desert to sec Aga, and Lagina rather. This is one of those sects which easily gets forgotten by a lot of players.
It can be very costly. Because it's until there's access either through the Mire area with Mirror or with until you get Book, it's so easy just to ignore this area, but not today.
Yeah, and having the boost helps it a lot. Unfortunately, nothing out today, only a heart container.
One thing I like to do when I do that check with boots is just make the dash across the desert just to see whether anything is on the ledge, just for the information. on just the map in the cell. So no miss there by Hamsda, which is nice.
Yeah, but Hamsda might be thinking about, well, when going back there, should I head to Cell first or go down to Dark Cross?
We have some B strats. I love it.
Yeah, absolutely. You could say that, ba-da-ba-ba-ba, I'm loving it.
Now, the only problem with using that B right now is that what is Hamsda going to use when they fight Moth? Because the B versus Moth is the best weapon to kill Moth with.
Yeah, at the same time, TWW finding flippers in Dark Cross.
That's gonna, I would say, lead them immediately up to the Zora area. There's the money for it. Look to get a bow before going to Eastern Palace potentially. We're still looking for the Moon Pearl as well, so we'll see what sphere that's in.
Yeah, with all those 300 rupee packs we have found, it definitely is pointing in that direction. Or at
Absolutely.
At least suggesting. It is not technically logic speaking here, but it's like the hint, the seeds like giving a wink.
Well, there's a bow.
Ooh, Hamsda might not actually get to that one because that would lose the water walking state.
It's a pretty. I do like doing the dash water walking to get up to Hobo because it just saves a lot of swimming.
Yeah, but same time, Hamsda doing this will make him lose that waterfall cave.
Yeah, that's true. The throw them into Eastern, and then we'll see how long it takes them to get back to Dark Cross, because that potentially is going to be a pretty big time difference between the two runners.
That was a really nice time activity.
I mean, we don't know whether T-Rock's gonna have gonna be a crystal, but getting that potential Go Mode Ice Rod out of the way early is very nice.
Yeah, absolutely. Otherwise, the Zora area is not really needed.
No, it's so that those flippers right now, because of the water walking, aren't going to make too much of a difference until there's a potential Swamp Palace need in Dark World.
Yeah. So yeah, only one location left for us right now that could give us any confirmation of if this is an Agaseed or are we gonna go deeper into the rabbit hole.
We would still need either a cape or a sword for Aga. So.
And it could easily be trumped by finding either Moon Pearl, Hookshot, or Mirror at this point, or maybe the book even.
Yeah. Moon Pearl on Pyramid Ledge is one of the funniest item locations. So I'm kind of hoping for that right now. To be completely honest, I think it's just.
Imagine Hookshot being there, making so that you have to go all the way up to Hera to get Moon Pearl.
That's even better.
Only to find a book in there, so you have to go down to desert. But yeah, thanks to TWW, we know that the Green Pendant is in Ice Palace, one of the three, let's call them trinity of pendants that people hate.
There's definitely going to be an item in Ice Palace.
Yeah.
Again, just another dungeon where it's just so nice to have the boots because of the straightaways. Just getting through some of these rooms is so much faster with boots.
Yeah, it's really nice of the game in vanilla game to give you boots after you have been through here.
Of course. As a reward for clearing out this dungeon, here are some boots to go fast.
But, well, you asked and you were given. The Master Sword is found.
Look, it's looking like we still have bottle check if they choose to do that before doing Aghanim, or sick kid check.
Yeah, we still have not seen the shovel being used yet, so that is one nice string of stuff they could do.
Shovel, and then also Paradox, or Spectral Rock and Spectral Rock Cave, because Hamsda went up onto the mountain, but then just saved and quit as soon as he saved the old man.
Yeah, might have wanted to find that mirror before going all the way up.
Yeah, which I think is right now is a good play. Especially because, as you said, Mirror or Hookshot is going to be on Pyramid Ledge after they do Aghanim, so...
Yeah. Yeah, TVT is gonna jump down here to get the fairies because took a lot of damage by that damage boost to get the big keys to spawn quicker. Today we're not gonna see the rope room because we already have way enough money that a lot of it is gonna be used towards that retirement plan.
Hamsda would have Zora in logic, King Zora in logic, not the rest of the area, because of the gloves. I really don't think there would be. I don't imagine that they would take the time to go up there before play.
Yeah.
It is something that is in logic that they have not checked yet.
Well, Hamsda being knocked by one of the armors were not able to set up the quick kill. Oh, Moonpearl. Well, that horrible item chain broke.
I can't say I'm that upset, to be honest with you.
Yeah. This is where we could see that routing diversions where one of them might be going off to Skullwoods and Woods of Outcast while the other goes toward Hype Cave.
Looks like we're getting that right off the hop.
Ah, cool. Oh, and those flippers is gonna be required. Swamp is a crystal.
Yeah, so there's potentially going to be a lot of checks that Hamsda does that TWW doesn't do. Just looking for those flippers because they're not in a very convenient place at this point. There's only one item left in Castle, and there's 2 chests to check there.
Yeah. Oh, that was book. Oh, red cane.
It's not hype, but it's pretty good.
Yeah, absolutely.
We have
still...
this. We have a mandatory item for Meyer. Early hype, I think, is the technical description. That's right, Lumaga.
Yeah. But yeah, looking more a bit on the counter here. TR being one of the pendants, making the ice rod not maybe needed, but good to have in case. And we also have the pod for the other Fire 6 crystal. The pair is completed. Oh, look at that flute as well for TVT in the brewery. And fire rod for needed for that other pendant. Really nice location for that one in Skullwoods if you would go for that pedestal sec. Of course, it's this music at Digging Game.
This is excellent.
At the same time, TVV heading into Town is gonna be increasing his crystal lead. And a lot of digs as well for Hamsda.
Quite a payoff, though. So we are not looking for much at this point. 24 minutes into the seed, we're looking for mirror. Flute was found, as you said. Hook shot. Is that all we need?
Yeah, mirror and hook shot. Mirror and hook shot, yeah. That is not a lot. And Hamsda is gonna find a flute soon, so that one will not be any problem for him.
Obviously, Hamsda needs to find flippers, but for what we know, this has been a very fast seed so far.
Yeah, absolutely.
Medallions, potentially.
Potentially, yeah.
That's right. Yeah.
However, see this nice, it is gonna be Quake needed. Yeah, going deeper into Town here. TVE have found the small key, so might be needed to open that big chest.
Runners are probably also going to be looking for, some more heart pieces as well at some point over the rest of this seed, because point is it's pretty low. As well.
Yeah. And yeah, with what we have right now, I would not be surprised to start seeing just the Palace of the Palace dip being done soon. So we're gonna get the King's Tomb and Bone Clock 6 from Hamsda on the way to deliver the Smith.
We're gonna have a brief. What? Sorry, I missed that. What was that?
That was a hook shot.
Hook shot. Wow, outstanding.
The wrong thing from Hamsda has been really fortunate this seed.
Except for the flippers.
Except for the flippers.
We have a brief moment on stream where both players have followers, but they're two different followers, which is very exciting.
They are assembling their armies.
Has more power, the blacksmiths or blind in little girl form?
I would imagine the blacksmiths.
Probably.
Yeah, he has a really big hammer. Wow, Blind even offering some commentary here for us. Well, the tune has been sung and the goose is loose, as TVT finished off Blind Side Out, or Blind rather, for that second crystal.
There is so much available at this point for both runners, but for Hamsda right now being in Light World, I wouldn't be surprised right now if we see them just flute right down to 6 and hop into Desert Palace, because it's completable and it's fast and as well. But
yeah. So the
6
Smiths
check
gave
right now?
us what? But at least Sick Kid loved that we came visiting during his sick days. I like that warp sound so much. But yeah, we're gonna see TVV now also gonna start the Smith chain.
there's a lot of nostalgia I'm feeling right now with this this music pack. 2006 or something like that. It's just take me back. It's very nice. I appreciate it.
Yeah, it would be hard not to. Oh, I love that bunny sprite.
It's a great bunny sprite. No, I'm even more confused about what Hamsda's sprite is.
Me too. Oh, missed that entirely. The mushroom was found in Sea Town. Oh, we're getting the world tour from TVV.
Because they went straight to Village of Outcasts instead of doing the check of Hype Cave.
Yeah.
So right now I'm on the randomizer webpage. I think that might be Alice from Alice in Wonderland, which the rabbit as the bunny sprite makes sense then.
Yeah, that would make sense. Especially if we're talking about the game series that was published, because that Alice had had this black hair. I remember the movie having yellow hair.
Yeah. That was a great game. That was really fun.
Yeah, it was really difficult, but really fun.
Really dark.
Yeah.
So hopefully TWW does the King's Tomb check. Not looking like they are.
Okay, I love that death animation as well.
It's a very good sprite. I'm a big fan. It's a tough death to take up in the attic, but I mean, we got to see the chess piece at least, I guess. So
yeah. TVV now also activating his flute. Wouldn't be too surprised to see if he would just be flying after this, be flying off to either Meyer or to Death Mountain and start checking out what's needed for either Mystery Meyer or Turtle Rock.
Getting the information on medallions would be pretty useful at this point, because they're going to be so close to go mode very soon with the checks that are available.
Yeah.
Blacksmith. Yeah, good. A little bit of love there back to the blacksmith.
That was a single arrow destiny. Who would use the slashers against that?
Hamsda being pretty cautious with this room on the second time.
Not surprising at all. At the same time, TVV heading over to Pod. Really nice choice. There is a lot of items here. Plus, it is also one of those 5/6 that would unlock Pyramid Ferry at this point.
I mean, there's so many good options at this point, right? Going to Pod is definitely one, because, as you said, there are so many items available in it. Getting out to Desert, checking out the Meyer area, they're all available at this point.
Yeah, at the same time, you also barely scratched the surface of the Death Mountains.
I don't even think they've been up to the mountain once yet, have they?
We only see Hamsda unlocking the save point.
That's right.
TVV setting up a Death Warp.
Hopefully Hamsda is comfortable with the blind fight, because they're going to be going into that fight on pretty low health, and if it gets out of control, then that's, I mean, on Greenmail especially, there are quite a lot of dangers in this fight, and a little bit of bullet hell as well. So
yeah. He's gonna farm up some Heartstone. We've got a very nice fairy drop there. Could have chosen to catch it in.
Not know that stun drop was a fairy. That's a fantastic to know.
That is really, really nice. Maya required is either Quake, Ether, or Bombos. Thank you. Blind. I didn't know we have hired Blind as side reporter.
At field level.
That is even a better name for it. TV was thinking of doing the boots to get over. Oh no!
I think that's actually not going to lose them that much time, because at least it puts them back up on the bridge. They can use the arrows to the switch.
You know,
that brutal situation with those beetles.
Yeah, you know, one strat I really love to do when I need to flick that switch.
That
using the red cane to do it.
Yeah, I've seen that. I normally just switch to arrows and fire away.
But then you have to do one extra pause.
Yeah, I'm not good enough to worry about my my menu time like that.
Yeah. So we're gonna see the mushroom tiling from Hamsda. The purple says did not play it. Oh, so maybe this first quest does.
I like the casual fire rod shots of the witch's head as well.
Yeah, you're just speeding up the brewing of the potion. Yeah, it's another heart container for Hamsda though. And you're finally gonna dip deeper into the mountain.
This is with the hook shot as well. This is a good series of checks. I would be jumping into some of these crystal dungeons before making this trek, just because it is pretty time consuming.
Yeah. If you don't find anything, you're definitely investing a good 10 minutes on checking everything.
And no mirror to make the travel just a little bit easier as well between Light World and Dark World up on the mountain. But there are a lot of checks, so that could be up here. Some of those medallions could be up here. A sword or mail upgrade could be really nice as well. So
yeah, we are still looking for that mirror as well.
Red cane.
And then casually just walking off the ledge as a punishment.
I don't know why the sprite didn't jump there, but
if you're too much to the right or left, you're not actually oh, nice! You're not actually using walking over the script that makes you jump. So, but yeah, that was mirror.
Oh,
potential no mode.
They are Hamsda is flippers away from go mode.
Yeah, potential no mode though. We still don't know if you had the medallion needed.
Yes, and it's unlikely. Well, 33% chance that they have the correct medallion at this point.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, with
nice.
in Dead Rock there, but unfortunately with the position of those flippers though, it could be 40 minutes before they get back to Dark Cross, because there's going to be so much available for Hamsda to do.
Yeah, absolutely. Even with that, Hamsda might be thinking, if this is Quake, could definitely be in there, because we have seen in flippers so many times being in it. Oh no.
I really hope they don't jump into Turtle Rock here, but it's not a bad play at all. It's just from what we know.
Yeah, I would imagine that we would see at least Super Bunny or Hookshot before that.
Yeah.
Hamsda scared me a little bit there though, trying to get the speed. But yeah, with all of that, Pod has been beaten by TWW, increasing the crystal count to 3.
Yeah, I mean, just with Pod and I mean Hera and Desert Palace now being available, I have to think that Hamsda would not be jumping into Turtle Rock before doing these crystal dungeons, but I hope that's the case.
Yeah, even then in my to see Hamsda going in, checking the first few chests and then leaving. That mountain isn't built nice though.
That because TWW has everything that they need to complete Turtle Rock at this point. They may be in a position where they're gonna jump into Turtle Rock instead of going and checking King's Tomb and finding the hook shot that they need.
Yeah. Yeah, the fact here that actually that Hamsda did find that mirror, just making the routing in Death Mountain so much nicer. Oh, Dead Rock!
Right. Forgot about that fairy. There's quite a bit of time there with that fairy because that another climb up that's a long staircase would well, I guess the first that they would be doing, but
and it's bombos required for Meyer.
What it was bombos.
Yeah. At least TWW find a really nice quality of life item in that half magic.
I mean, I'm finding with the most recent version of the randomizer with the progressive bows that there are more and more seeds that are silverless Ganon fights. Just because you're finding the two items independent of one another, right? So there's less checks to do to find the bow overall. Personally, I've run way more Master Sword silverless fights than I have in any other version. So finding that half magic could be really, really important because silverless Ganon fight, any silverless Ganon fight is a lot more straightforward with half magic.
Yeah, absolutely. And yeah, Big Key was the first cest in Desert Palace, and small key on the torch. So yeah, only items there. But as you said, that there is more the silverless Ganon fights now in version 31, but at the same time it does also make so that there's not bow mode as much.
Which is really nice. I mean, those endless searches for the bow were pretty painful.
Yeah, we started seeing people just doing mimic clips just to have to skip that.
For sure. Well, I appreciate anything that just breaks this game because this game is over 20 years old, which is incredible. So anything that is done to break it, I think Herapod's really cool. I think the camera trick in Pod with the bottle to skip the bow is really cool.
Yeah. Oh, Hamsda might be thinking about. No, they're just gonna pick up the heart piece. What's in here? Then might. He's gonna jump on to Spectacle. I thought I was gonna skip it at first and just head straight into Spy Cave.
We might still be getting that.
So TWW here opting not to look for any items in the front before going to the boss. Well, Lamolas is not playing nicely today. But yeah, that's a fourth crystal for TWW.
This has been a really interesting race, just in the complete divergence, almost from the beginning of this race. I mean, they've done Eastern and Thievestown the same, but I mean, players done Desert Palace and Pod, the other players done Hera, and checked all of Death Mountain. Like it's very interesting.
Yeah.
And they're going to be on different items, and they're going to be on completely different items for Go mode.
That is.
We're going to have flippers go mode on Hamsda's screen, and we're probably gonna have a hookshot go mode on TWW's.
I would imagine if TV finds the mirror that we might see him routing Bumble Ledge, Bonk Rocks, Graveyard Ledge, and King.
That makes a lot of sense. Just hopefully they're doing that before that they're diving into Pendant Turtle Rock, which, I mean, more than likely doesn't have anything useful for us. It could have a sword, it could have silvers, but we know that it's not going to have any required item for the rest of the seed.
Imagine if Bombos was on the Trinex.
Forgot about Bombos. Absolutely, we're gonna be in Bombos mode for sure. We're medallion mode.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, Megawatt. That's a good point.
Yeah, thank you. I forgot about that.
Everything I just mentioned is completely wrong because of what Megawatt just said. With that mirror is behind hookshot, and because there's no way to get to Hera without either hookshot, or can't get to East Death Mountain without either as well. So
yeah, unfortunately we are not doing a major glitches run here. We are doing glitchless, but yeah, TV now finding hooks up.
But surely going to be searching for Bombos then.
Yeah, absolutely.
Bombos and checkerboard, yeah, under the doormat.
It wouldn't be funny if that was the case, but unfortunately not today. Imagine Bombos in Maya Shadow. Maybe we would see it in shuffleboard.
Because they've checked the shed, or we've seen the shed checked, but not checkerboard because they didn't have the mirror.
Well, that was how Hamsda got here. It would be bad for TVV.
This is I'm pretty sure this is Hamsda's first trip to my area, right?
Yeah, it is. Oh, that's just such a nice music to have there.
Soothing.
Yeah. Yeah, we're seeing a little bit of different routes for TVV here on the mountain, going up to Spectacle Rock first. That actually makes so that Hamsda skipped Spiral Cave. Yeah, Hamsda also gonna be dipping pod. Makes sense at this time. And I would imagine TVV running to Swamp after this, after being down here on the mountain.
I would have to think so. I mean, they're once they get through Hera, for sure. But
we could potentially see one other route because TVV has not done purple cest yet, only Hamsda done it, we could potentially see him starting out the purple cest, going down, checking K45 and deck spot, then head over to either turn in purple cest and check Bombo's tablet, or go into swamp waiting with purple cest until after that.
Yeah, linking together all the Dark World mirror checks with purple chest is sense. The only thing you lose out on there, unless you know the purple chest, the invisible purple chest glitch, is just the speed of using boots to do all those checks.
Yeah, and then again, we could even continue after that with doing the pyramid fairy into pyramid ledge into catfish. We could have a really deep rabbit hole being done. Unfortunately, we are not getting hero pot from any of our runners. But yeah, as we now are getting other runners here, looking through places they've already been, make sure to give them a follow. They're giving us a really entertaining race so far. And also shout out also to iBot02 for doing the tracking for us today, making us look much smarter than we actually are.
Well, I know as someone who's just over half paying attention, having the tracker accurate is very necessary for me doing the role that I'm doing, which is so it's very appreciated.
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, Molorn has been defeated. Not any prominent or for TWW, and he now has 5 kills on. Trying to do maths on stream is always a bad idea.
The next few minutes for TWW TVV are going to be pretty interesting, just to see just the decisions that are made. I would expect Dark Death Mountain, but then from there, I mean, as you said, Swamp is a pretty good play. It's probably the most obvious play to make, but there are a lot of overworld checks to make around Swamp, which, I mean, he's one item away from Go Mode, so getting a Go Mode Swamp would be really, really nice as well.
Yeah, I'm hoping now that TVV will not be baited into Turtle Rock.
Right. I mean, it's a longish check, and there's so much available to them down off the mountain.
Yeah.
There are a lot of items there. Anyone who's run this game knows that there's always something in Pendant Turtle Rock. So.
Yeah. Just to look at one of the daily races, and often more times than normal, it usually is who goes into Turtle Rock first to win the race.
Sure. Flippers, bow, or boots. Every seed I run are in Turtle Rock. So
Yeah, sometimes multiple of them.
did multiple of them, yes.
Well, 2 bows and 2 boots. One of them are flippers, the other are our running boots. Might be one of the reasons why flippers have been dubbed the water toes.
So we did not get a Turtle Rock dive, which I gotta say I'm pretty happy with. It looks like they're going straight to Swamp Palace.
Makes sense. It is one of those most item dense palaces.
Yeah, there is the possibility that to link in the 2 mirror checks with just prior to entering here, but it doesn't look like that's what they're doing.
I can see the point with it. If you find the thing in the palace, you don't have to go to these little off-branch places. But at the same time, you could potentially have to skip left side of swamp if you decided to do the other one first.
Even, one thing, but then also just skipping all of the rest of, the checks south of or underneath the big key chest, the bottom of a wall check. Like there are so many little time saves in Swamp Palace. There could be. I don't know these runners. There could be also a want to search for another sword or silver arrows, because depending on their confidence and skill with Master Sword Silverless, so maybe are not too upset about doing some extra checks to get or the extra sword, or a mail upgrade for that matter. But
yeah, another sword would be really great for our runners right now. Yeah, at the 1 hour mark here, Hamsda have slayed Pod as well, equaling up the crystal count.
now they're just going to be really making a lot of overworld checks, I would guess, looking for those flippers, because they at this point do not have access to Swamp Palace because they're locked behind those flippers.
Ooh, Hamsda might be thinking about doing Fat Fairy now.
I mean, from a routing point of view, that's going to be the quickest check to getting back to Dark Cross.
Yeah, absolutely. Just mirror over there and you get to the castle.
If this is the play, then we have a race.
Yeah. And actually, TWW has found the bombos in swamp. Let's go mode. And there's Blume as well, so TWW here taking a big step. And he's comfortably in the lead right now. Oh, and Hamsda is staying away from the castle. So Hamsda running off now to Sek. Graveyard Ledge while TWW fighting against Argus. So right now TWW is in go mode. Hamsda has skipped out on checking Dark Cross, which had the flippers for Swamp Palace where the bombos were. So right now TWW in a very comfortable lead. It's gonna take a bit of time before Hamsda goes back to the castle, unfortunately.
I think there's just a little bit of spite there on Hamsda's side.
Yeah. Oh, we're getting Splash Deletion being set up here by Hamsda. Was that one bomb too little? Yeah, it was. You know what? I haven't even considered that location being nice for Splash Deletion. Well, now that we have fried the bird, it's time to enter Mystery Maya. So potential another Splash Deletion here being set up.
Alright, so I've seen comments of Splash Deletion in the Discord servers. I haven't really done research on it. I don't really know what's happening right now in this seed, because all of this seems in a way.
I get what you mean. So essentially, you want to remove the splash animation that appears when they're jumping into the water. And you can do that by overloading the game with more sprites it has to track. And that is why we see him shooting out the arrows and placing 2 bombs. So there are 3 arrows and 2 bombs is the one setup. Then there's also one setup with the magic boomerang and the red cane.
Okay, yeah, I've seen comments about the red boomerang, so fascinating. All right, well, I'm gonna be in a rabbit hole of that for the rest of the day. So there we go.
Yeah, the most useful one that we have seen when it comes to Splash Deletion is of course being able to do Sword Edge, but also if you don't have hammer or flippers, you can use it to get over to the pod area from high.
Okay, yeah. Instead of relying on the old setup of the water walk from Skullwoods, now you can do the Splash Deletion from.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Maybe you don't have boots, so you can't do that. Uh-oh, I think we might see a turtle rock dive.
Looking that way. Unfortunately, Hamsda skipped Dark Cross when they made their initial play into the back of Escape, and then had an unfortunate death in the chain or in the Zelda's chest room. So there's 2 checks available for them still in Castle, and there's 1 item there which we know is required, but there's so much available right now that they're just not being. They're not. There's no incentive to go back to that area.
Yeah, definitely, and definitely hurts when this happens.
Yeah, so now we're gonna get this Turtle Rock check. Potentially gonna jump from here into Skullwoods and just start checking things that we know that their opponent's never gonna go to. They were able to find Gomod behind the flippers.
Yeah. But Hamsda should not. One of the reasons why you want to do this would be because of Pedestal, but Pedestal should not even be in Hamsda's mind right now.
Oh, and because Ice Palace is a pendant, and the flippers can't be on Pedestal. I guess Bombos could be.
Yeah. But at the same time, it should not be on Hamsda's radar right now.
Oh, there's still a lot of checks to make, right? So.
Yeah.
Anyway, TW or what? So, is this just a? Do you say TVV, or is that what it is? Is it supposed to be TVV or TWW? I should have asked this an hour ago, but here we are. Second, TVV. Well, I apologize for the last hour and 10 minutes then.
It's fine, dude.
TVV's again, the bunny spray's fantastic.
Yeah, it is.
TVV is making pretty short work of Meyer. Unfortunately, it was not a great big key location.
And unfortunately, looking over at Hamsda, it was vanilla big key in TO. But yeah, Hamsda have committed here to fully clear Turtle Rock, basically. Yeah, we are seeing the spin strats here for TVV. Oh, both our runners are very low on health.
They pick up a ferry.
They probably still wouldn't want to lose it here. Would rather save it for Ganon or something like that. But yeah, that's Ether on Victorious. But do you guys know what it's time for? That's right, Math Girl. It's time for the guessing game. Somewhere in Ganon's Tower, there are a total of 22 sects where the big key can be. Where do you think it is? Get your guesses down in the comments. We will shout out the one who gets right. What do you think it's gonna be, Faita?
I like Map Room. I think it's early enough that the routing decision could be a difference in a tight race. I mean, in this race, because there's such a huge difference in where they are. I hope it's early, to be honest with you, just so that they can get a really fast time. A torch, I like torch.
Yeah, that is also a good one.
An early key means that they're probably going into a Master Sword Symbolist fight. So let's go in an early key and just have them show what they can do in that fight.
Yeah, that sounds like a good plan.
What do you think it's going to be?
I'm gonna say 7. So on full left side, that would be the zest. That would be in random room, right? If I'm not counting.
That's right. Yeah.
No, it's the zest before random room.
The fire bar room.
No,
the fire snake room.
The one the fire snake. And yeah, nothing on laser bid for Hamsda. At least it was a cape. But yeah, you can't get any more guesses in. TWW has entered the GT. So we're gonna start with Hope Room. Number 1 is a small key, and number 2 is another small key. If that is a hint going to the right side, I don't know what it is. Bad, I said. Bad, I said. Okay, we are approaching compass room here. Number 3 is a hot container. Number 4 is 10 arrows. Number 5 is the big key. And we do have one person who guessed number 5. So shout out to Infinite Shadow 27 for winning the guessing game.
That is a pretty early big key, so we're a pretty low percent Ganon fight, potentially, depending on what the checks further up the mountain have. Oh, they did pick up blue mail, but they're on 10 hearts. So
yeah.
There's a lot still for TW to do in this race. Purely from an execution standpoint, the Ganon climb or Ganon Tower climb on Master Sword is not the easiest thing in the world. There's a lot of things here that hit hard and a bit underpowered.
He does have the fairy, and he was he went to the witches to get some potion before going up here, but and does have the half magic, which is definitely gonna help. Oh, we could have another. We could have red mail, red mail in spiral cave.
Where is Hamsda checking now?
It is very possible that this is gonna be the K45 dig spot. Yeah. No, we're gonna see a Bombos tablet sec.
mean, that makes sense. As if you're doing mirror checks, then this is anything.
Yeah. Yeah, Molas has not been nice to TVV today.
Oh, I think just getting a little bit out of the pattern with the fire rod shots.
Not only that, both the times where TVV have stood at the north side of the room, the Molas have gunned against him so that he couldn't fire off both of his fire rod shots to kill them. But yeah, just a piece of heart on dig spots as well.
Where to next for Hamsda? Then
Yeah, that's probably gonna be that one with Ice Palace.
then they're looking for flippers, right? So the Ice Palace.
Well, Hamsda could potentially be looking for that bombos as well.
Right, but then at some point they're still in a check for flippers, because the flippers are not going to be behind bombos. If they find bombos in Ice Palace, if they were to find bombos in Ice Palace.
Yeah. But it is a thought. But yeah, we're probably gonna be Skullwoods here after Bumper Cave. And yeah, we're not taking any of the sets up here. Except for that one. And a little bit of a nice heal there as well.
Moldorm 2, 1.
Runner 0. Well, we have the chest behind Moldon 2 also opened. Unfortunately, did not give anything that we wanted, and we're gonna move on.
No sword, no arrows found. So we are in for a bit of a haul, a bit of a potentially a few minutes here, and a lot of stress. Once we get through this Aga 2 fight.
Yeah, and just 10 arrows on the pedestal today as well. That was just some random arrows. There's another message for silvers. Well, we have seen both of the shields at least.
the other thing that's interesting here is that Hamsda's done checks that TW never had to do, and still they're still also on Master Sword with no silver. So
I'm basically at this point expecting at least one sword in Ice Palace and the other one being in GT.
yeah, or I mean, yeah, Ice Palace, Left Side Swamp. Really the only and GT are the only places where we haven't seen the items.
Yeah. So doing a little bit
here.
Yeah. Doing a little bit of a quick recap here. So basically both the runners were pretty good, pretty neck and neck until Hamsda dipped into to escape and died just by Zelda's Zest, meaning that there was one item left in the castle, and that happens to be the flippers. At least we are seeing the blue cane uses for TWW to stay alive here against the bats.
Just unfortunately, the blue cane versus the cape. The blue cane doesn't allow you to do spin attacks. Oh, I don't think they have a fairy left, do they?
One fairy? No, unfortunately not. There is a fairy that TWW can get down by the trees, but unfortunately it's gonna jump straight into it.
I think that if this is the cane, then magic's going to become an issue at some point. Where if they have more deaths or falls, then potentially they're going to be re-upping potions and or going on a search for the silver arrows once they get that message.
Yeah. Ooh, that was really close for the trident hit there. Yeah, I would much rather see TWW trying to play a little bit more defensive with either they're staying away as he's doing now, or just using hookshot to be able to dodge the fire bats. And that is the second validation rupee for Hamsda.
Well, I mean, knowing what we know, are we getting the check? Are we getting the check from Hamsda?
We might finally get it. So, Dark Cross first or Zelda's Zest? Which one is Hamsda going for?
I think Dark Cross. It's so much closer.
Yeah. At this moment, we have no idea what silvers are. There was a bit of lingering there on the pause screen.
We don't have the information about where silvers were because we haven't yet gotten through stage 3 yet. So,
And then again, couldn't also the hint be refusing the first bow that we already found? You can't?
Yeah, I don't know how that hint works now, to be honest with you.
You know what to say, 4 times the charm. In this case, at least.
I'm pretty sure TWW has a blue potion.
Yes, it does.
I don't know how many blue potions they have. If they do in fact only have 1 bottle.
I think he has 2. But I agree here with Rick's said here. We're probably looking at we wanted to drain out all magic and then use the blue potion for the extra value, but as we saw right there, that was not what he should have done. Oh, okay. So yeah, there is only 1 bottle.
This is getting hairy again.
Use the blue potion theory. Don't let don't let the darkness overcome your mind. Don't let it cloud your judgment. At least he's playing more defensively now that he needs to.
There's a bit more caution right now than there was a few minutes ago.
Yeah.
The corner there for that spin spot. We're into stage 3.
Woohoo! There's a lot of fire though. TV not being quick enough to get a hit on Ganon before he released it. This time he did.
Where do we think? I think Ice Palace.
Ice Palace is definitely a location I would say right now.
To find out.
No, it's in GT.
GT.
And TWT, they're being very smart there, just waiting and making sure so that he gets the torch clear. So that would leave Torch, the Stalfos room, Fire Snake, Firebar, Rando, Bobcess, and almost nice as well as Tile Room and the Mini Helmas 2 chest.
The big
where
and the big
could be.
chest.
Yeah, that one too.
Or the big chest, sorry.
I don't normally think about that one, to be honest. I don't have to.
No. It's a brutal check.
The only time I really seen that chest being open was I think it was 2 years ago when there was a Master Sword in there.
Is that I think I lost your audio there for a second.
Yeah, the only time I have seen the big chest being opened and it had mattered was 2 years ago on I think it was the quarterfinals. Notice where it was a Master Sword in the big set.
I've seen it a few times, mostly in the Key Sanity mode, where you're already going into GT with. Oh no!
Oof.
I mean, I would think that they're either going to go. They need to go re-up their potions.
No, it looks like TV just gonna pick up a fairy and then jump in again. Nope, it's gonna float away.
I think that based on the way that the last couple fights have gone, I think going to re-up the potions is probably the right call.
Yeah, well, the blue god almost denying him that opportunity there.
Okay, so Hamsda's not out of this yet.
Yeah. And yeah, just as a refreshment here as well, this is the first game between them in the tiebreaker for Group R. Hamsda was the one who comes from the winners final, while TWW have been fighting in the loser brackets.
And so the winner of this series will be going through the brackets, while the player who loses this series will be done in the tournament.
Yeah.
This is game 1, so there will be, regardless of who wins this, there'll be a game 2.
I don't know if I should be happy or sad about that. AV Heya. This music is actually not good for us right now, looking at TVV fighting against Ganon.
I wasn't paying attention to the music, and then I thought to myself, why is my anxiety going up? And because of that music.
Yeah, that was really not good music to have on.
I'm suspicious about it.
Well, we have gotten audio switch shows, so that at least we should feel good now. Maybe not though.
And our anxiety is probably less than TW's at this point, so you know, being so close to the end of this and just checking SRL and not seeing your opponent done. I mean, there's anytime I'm in Ganon in a tournament race, in the Ganon fight in a tournament race, there's always just, you know, those double checks of SRL, but especially in this case for TW, I would imagine.
Yeah, I could imagine him when he finished and being that cutscene. That moment you're just gonna be sweating bullets.
It's the feeling of relief.
Yeah, when you finally go across and press that dot down, that's when you was like. TV is doing good now though, and as I said that he took another hit.
Oh, I guess while we're in this this incredibly long fight, I guess this match is on the Go Mode podcast Twitch page, so I would imagine anyone watching here is familiar with the Go Mode podcast. But if you're not, I would check it out if I were you, because it is It's fantastic. It's a podcast dedicated to Link to the Past Randomizer, hosted by Timp, Axial, and Herfy Durfy, and it is a great source of information about tournaments, interviews with people like who make the game, who program the game, and or really good runners, people who can help you learn routing or tips and tricks. So if you're not familiar, check it out, because as Toma's saying in chat, podcasts are fun. No, that's not Toma. That's oh yeah.
Yeah, I do really love my podcast, having them up when doing other work.
Stage 4.
And
Stage
the
4.
force glitch has been activated yet again.
Standing.
At the same time, we do see Hamsda though using that cape very effectively against Victorious. So there's one little trick there. If you have the cape on and you just spam your slashes, the magic draws slower. So just using that is really nice way to take care of all of those eyes.
We're in phase 4 of this fight. It's going pretty well right now. Some doubles. I think he's trying to set up some triples right now.
Yeah, he is.
Just missed on the last couple. Into the groove of this fight at this point, which is nice.
He didn't have enough magic to fire off that fire rod shot, and he's getting knocked down!
I'm just gonna stop talking about this fight.
Yeah, let's talk. Look,
Yeah,
let's
like
talk about the fact that
there's a bit of a curse.
yeah, let's talk about the fact that Hamsda has now also 7 crystal and is also making his way over to GT.
We'll call it a comeback.
Do you think we're gonna see a different route?
There were the 2 keys. So where's the big key? The big key was right side, yeah?
That was in compass room, yeah.
I mean, we very well could. I mean, I think most of the time, if I'm getting 2 keys in Hope Room, I'm going right side. But knowing that they must be feeling behind at this point. So taking a bit of a risk, doing something potentially you think your opponent hasn't done, maybe. If I was in their position right now, I'd probably be going straight to tile, just because there's no dot done, and like, why not?
Yeah. The tag room, also known as the equalizer room.
Ultimate gamble.
Me and my friend tends to call that the Galaxy brain play.
And as chat's pointing out there, outside of finding the big key, finding a sword or silvers would be massive. I mean, TW's made progress in the last couple attempts here, so I mean.
Ooh, and Hamsda is mirroring over to left side.
Okay. We are getting a different route then.
Yeah, so keep an eye for a sword or silvers.
was in that second chest in this room.
So only powder in that room. Okay, a piece of heart heal for Hamsda in the firebar room.
How many blue potions did they buy when they went to the witch's hut? Do they have another? Yes.
TWW only has one bottle.
Okay.
That is one thing that Sid has not been nice with today, only giving us one bottle. Well, there's second. Oh, there's silvers.
So depending on how many more attempts this takes for TW, those silvers could absolutely come into play.
Absolutely. I can't imagine it being more than 10 left though. Think the post and TVV. Good.
This is looking pretty good by TW. I'm sorry that I just did that, Chad.
Don't do it! Don't do it! Yeah, we see that ice almost for Hamsda now. So one little thing here, if you want to set up a triple, you can't use the lamp. The lamp will stop your sword spin. You need to use a fire rod.
So Hamsda is now sitting on gold sword silvers.
Wow.
Because of their trick through GT.
Wait, both swords were behind the ice almost?
Yep.
Oh god, that's so dirty!
Bill came out of Swamp Palace, I believe. Rix, you're absolutely right that that red mill would be something that helped TW. Oh, here we go.
Done it! Ladies and gentlemen, get your GGs in the set for TWW2. The victory music is playing. He is holding up his sword to the skies. He has crossed the gap and he has finished off with an official SRL time of 1 hour, 46 minutes and 31 seconds. GG!
The fanfare was much deserved there. Done. GGTW.
And just as Hamsda found the big key in GT as well. And we are being joined here by TWW. Welcome.
Hello.
And
Thank you. Oh, geez. Okay. You know, even 15 minutes later, watching the end of that again, it's like, oh god, that Ganon fight.
Yeah.
we were feeling stressed watching that fight, so can't imagine how you were feeling in that. Just I was saying, just checking SRL and seeing no dot done from your opponent. But just take us through. It's 15 minutes later. Have you been able to calm down?
Just a little bit, yeah.
Just a little. Good.
No, it was.
What do you think of it? Yeah.
I kept thinking, like, should I just go look for swords? But even once I got the hint where the silvers was, I was thinking, like, I'm having most of the trouble with phase 2 anyway, so that is, even if I go get the silvers, I might not be able to get back to phase 4, and I just figured that it was, I have definitely done Master Sword of Silverless Ganon before. It's just not usually with only one bottle and that few hearts and blue mail.
I mean, you're not set up optimally at all in that case. At least you had half magic.
Definitely.
Bottle on blue mail and 10 hearts or 11 hearts or whatever it was is not a great setup for that fight. Were you watching the restream?
I did after. Yeah, everything was on left side apparently. Or left side GT.
That bit of a wild post Ice Armos room of 2 swords.
Yeah, that's.
So what did what was your? How did you feel about your routing in terms of?
I mean, the game it just gave me everything.
Yeah.
I always had another crystal to go to, and I was just like, okay, like, just keep going, and then somewhere around, like, when I was going into Thieves Town on 4 or 5 hearts, I was like, this is gonna be one of those seeds where I'm gonna have, like, no items the whole time, and I was right. When I finally got go mode with still having green mail and only Master Sword, no silvers, I was already, like, dreading the Ganon fight. So
I think we were definitely talking about that, and I think it came up in chat a couple times, of just the likelihood of having to do Master Sword Silverless and how your mail and heart setup was not really working out to make that a good situation.
Yeah.
It was a pretty interesting race from our perspective because we had a pretty huge divergence in terms of what you were doing and what Hamsda was doing. Doing different dungeons and at one point you had done Pod and Desert and they had done Hera, and it was a very interesting race from our information. What did you think when you? I guess really it was Hookshot in King's Tomb that really opened up a lot of the later game to you.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, it was one of those things where for a while I somehow I always forget about Bonk Rocks and King's Tomb. Just in the way that I route this game, I always forget they exist. And then at that point, I still couldn't go to Death Mountain at all. And once I finally did that, got the hook shot, I was just like, was that the? Let me see. That was. I think I only needed Bombos at that point left.
Yeah,
I think that's right.
Don't remember.
Yeah.
Well, mirror, but you found that one immediately after.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I was just, it's the same thing. It's like as soon as I started doing some overworld checks, I would get access to another crystal dungeon, and I would just be like, I'm always trying to prioritize doing the crystal dungeons first. So, and then it just worked out really well in the seed.
I mean, there was tons of items early, which opened up a lot, and then, I mean, the later progression was pretty convenient. Really, like Hookshot led to Mirror, which led to Bombos, which was your go mode item, right? So
yeah.
So I guess we're nearing the end of Hamsda's race here. We're in Mega 2. So So you now have a 1-match lead. So Hamsda gets to set the settings for game 2. Is there anything you hope that they? Well, I guess I'm not going to ask that question because they're listening at this point.
Well, I mean, he already picked actually, so.
Okay.
Yeah, looking at the race that it looks like gonna be a map compass shuffle.
Yep. So I think I also did in the second match here. I did against Benny Burrito. We also did an MC shuffle in the second round. So it should be interesting. I'm a little disappointed we can't do Q Sanity in this tournament, but you know, it's still fun to do MC shuffles as well.
I think I like that mode. I think it's fun. I think it makes dungeons pretty important, especially as you said, prioritizing crystal dungeons, but you know, adding 2 items to every dungeon. But then getting rid of the information about what are crystals, I think is I think it's a fun mode. The hammer jump for it. So there we go.
Oh yeah, that's true. In my race against Benny Burrito, I actually ended up, I think, losing because I did a pendant that I didn't know was a pendant, and then that ended up being the difference between the two of us. So it is an interesting, definitely an interesting mode to play.
That's rough.
Well, I actually have to head out, but
yeah.
Thank you for joining us.
Yeah.
Do you want to know what made the difference really in this race was?
Sure.
Hamsda died by Zelda Cell and had not been to Dark Cross, so there was only 1 item left and didn't want to run back.
That was the flippers, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a lot of checks being done to search for those flippers.
Gotcha. Yeah, that's pretty rough.
GG Hamsda.
Oh, GG. That was a much cleaner Ganon fight than mine was. Well, thank you guys.
Thanks for joining us. Good game.
Yep, you too. Well, good game to you, Hamsda, as well. I know he's sick, so he was not able to hop in. But thanks. Bye.
So yeah, Hamsda finishing off here with a time of 1 hour, 54 minutes and 43 seconds. So GG to him in the set, and well wishes for him to become better. But also reading, they are gonna have their match tomorrow. Yeah, this has been a really interesting race, Faita.
I think it was you know, we've talked about it a few times that the huge divergence made it interesting, right? Because you know, at some point they were going to come back together, and unfortunately the flippers kind of made the difference in terms of what they were able to do in the end game. But it was fun. Thank you to Go Mode Podcast, to Math Girl, to our tracker, I believe it was iBot again today, and to my co-commentator. That was a lot of fun. Thanks, guys.
Thank you guys so much for watching.